everybody, it's Susan Wade and Michael Wade, and we are Presidential Diamonds, and we're going to talk a little bit today about Instagram. To get started with Instagram, you definitely want to have your phone out because it is an app through your phone, so if you don't have it downloaded, go ahead and download Instagram. And with this app, you also want to download the Notes app if you don't already have it on your phone. So those are two apps you want to have to get started.
And that's assuming if you have iPhone.
Yes.
So there may be other notes or something like that if you have other operating systems.
As long as it's just a notepad for you to copy and paste from, that would be perfect. So you want to get started with some images. You can gather these from Facebook pages. Some of your teams may have some photos you can share. I know with the iPhone you can take an actual snapshot of, like if you go to a business page and you like that picture, you can snapshot it and save it to your phone. So you want to have an album on your phone already full of pictures, ads, whatever you want to reach your audience.
Well, let's start from basics though. When you first create an Instagram account, I think one of the biggest things that people who are in the distributor business with us of selling It Works products, they start out, they get an Instagram account, and all of a sudden they go, why is no one buying from me? And you gotta start slow. You gotta first think about, it's kind of, Susan has a Facebook video where she talks about how to do Facebook. Instagram is completely different. You have to almost kind of disconnect yourself from, Instagram and Facebook. And in fact, Susan doesn't really do much Instagram. She is, with us, she is the Facebook, and I'm the Instagram person. Mm-hmm. And I see a lot of people when they first get their Instagram account and they do have a Facebook, they can connect them. Personally, that's not for me. And here's the reason why. Is Susan, if you go watch her video, she'll talk a lot and she'll say the word personal. Personal a whole lot during the Facebook, because everybody is on Facebook. Well, Instagram, there's 150 plus million people connected to a social platform. So you got to think this is a huge platform, and just the same with Facebook, you can use hashtags. So when you're using these hashtags, you're talking to 150 million people potentially. It's not as personal as your Facebook because these people may follow you, quote unquote follow you, but they're not looking at anything but a picture. So they're not looking at words. They don't have to get to know you. One of the things they want to see, now you got to think about it, I'm new on Instagram, I create my profile, I post out something about It Works, and I'm going, gosh, people didn't buy from me. Well, of course, because you haven't created an account that looks legitimate, or you haven't created something that people would go, hey, maybe this is something. If you're going through accounts, how do you personally think, one account is better than another, or someone is actually selling a product that you would want to buy and works? Well, some of that is, by following people or by having others follow you, but there's also, an art to posting. So you can't just post It Works pictures over and over and over because no one's going to follow that. Same with social media with, talking about Facebook, there's still that, you have to catch people's interest. So going kind of back to when you're posting, you need to post something that's going to be more of like a sales pitch. This is not something to where, it's kind of like your billboard or your ad in a magazine. It needs to be catchy because when it hits people's stream, they need to stop and say, what is this? With Facebook, they can kind of follow you and they can kind of look in.
They can pick and choose what they want to see.
Yeah, with Instagram, it goes out into a feed and everybody that follows you gets that feed. Now there's also how often do I post? You can post a lot or a little, but here's the catch. Every time you post, it's going to go into their feed. So if you're trying to post 20, 30 posts an hour, what's going to happen is you're going to start noticing people are going to unfollow you. Because as you're posting out there, it may be great articles and great content and great photos, but you're filling up their news stream and they keep seeing you and they're going, I'm just annoyed, I'm sick of following this person, and they'll unfollow you. But if you're selective and you pick and you choose, personally, I try to do it, maybe 2-3 times an hour at most. And I also try to space it out, to where there's, 5-6 posts in the morning, a few in the afternoon, a few in the evening. When you first start, yes, I agree, you need to get a lot of posts out there, but also balance that because once you kind of get your account created and you have over 2,000-3,000 posts, which it's going to take you 2 or 3 months to get to this, then you can kind of go, all right, I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm going to really be selective about my post, and I'm not going to try to just blast pictures out there. And that's really, I think, for me, has been one of the biggest things. I know there's a few other things you want to talk about.
Yeah, I have some bullet points. So you've created your account. So you want to come up with some captions that are going to, like you said, get to the point. You're not going to want to overword things, and you're going to want to draw someone's attention as they're scrolling through. And you're going to use your Notes app to make these creative posts. Now, you don't want to keep posting the same thing over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. So what you can do within your Notes app is you can create categories. So if you want to create a category for the business side of things, like if you want to reach people about joining the business, and then you can have a category for when you're talking about the wrap specifically, and you'll want to copy and paste that way you're not sitting there on your phone writing out every single post. I mean, that would take you all day long, and we don't want you on your phones all day long. I mean, it is work, and he said it's consistency. I mean, people look at his profile and they'll say, oh my goodness, like, how did you get all these people? And he works so hard at it, but he's very, very consistent. Like, he doesn't go 5 days without posting, and to be honest, like, I'm really bad about that. That's why we kind of chose our roles, and he's now the Instagram guy and I'm the Facebook guy, because he's been so great at it.
Facebook gal.
Yeah, Facebook gal, sorry. But he talks about hashtags, and hashtags are really, really important to reach your audience, and you only want to have 30 hashtags per post. Some people, they're wondering, where did my caption go? Where did all my wording go? And it's because they put like 35 hashtags. Some of you may not even know what a hashtag is. These are keywords that you're going to include in your caption for a way for people to search for you. So if you, and a lot of people assume that your hashtags need to be It Works related. It Works, wraps. The problem with this is you're going to have a whole flooding of other distributors using these hashtags. So
let me kind of say one thing about that too. I've noticed a lot of people when they first start Instagram, they'll have a picture, for example, and let's just say it is an It Works picture, and they'll have greens on there, and they're going to talk about the greens, and they'll have hashtags, greens, It Works. Well, what you'll notice is when you're first, if you don't really know what you're doing on Instagram, your natural thing to do is, you're going to tag all of your tags that relate to your picture. Mm-hmm. But if you really think about Instagram, again, going back to that 150 million people, you're in advertising, you're in sales. Those hashtags don't have to relate to your photo, per se. Because what you want to do is each hashtag basically has its own stream where people search. You want to get that photo in that stream. It doesn't matter if it connects. It doesn't have to quite connect. You want to put that photo in that stream. That's the most important thing. And and I've had people go on photos, some of my followers go, why are you posting this here? This doesn't even connect to this. This has no, I've done my job. I have gotten this in the stream of photos exactly, and it's caught their interest. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter.
And Carrie Wright, who actually is one of my distributors, she owns, or she has a photography page. I had her write up some of these bullet points because she's amazing at Instagram as well. And some of the hashtags that she said that she uses are sorority life, Fitspiration, no excuses, Greek life, because if you think about it, especially these girls that are in their 20s that are with spring break coming up, that's what they're going to be searching for, or putting in their feed for their pictures. Some things that I sit and think about, if it's 1, 2 in the morning, you can't sleep, you've got your phone out. If you're an Instagram user, you're going to start searching for stuff because you're bored. What do people search for? I think if you're planning a wedding, you're going to search for wedding or wedding dress or spring break to get like workout tips. That's what you need to be thinking of when you're thinking of the hashtags that you're going to be using. It may not necessarily fit with the picture, like Michael said, but that's how you're going to be wanting to reach people.
And also, the hashtags can also, not just a single hashtag like spring break, but she kind of mentioned on a group of people. So, for example, I've followed some people who do NPC, and I follow them and I watch what they're doing. Watch what hashtags they're using, because if you want to get into,
what's NPC?
It's like it's basically bodybuilders.
Okay, I didn't know what that was, so I had to get him. Okay.
watch what hashtags they're using, because if you're wanting to get in that stream of those people seeing things, it's like It Works. What do we use? We use It Works. Boom. Eventually you may search that and you'll go, that's my It Works people. But the same thing with that other type of category people, they're going to search what's common and familiar with them. So if you want to sell to them, you got to understand and do your research. There's other types of, and I have a list of about 15 different types of categories of people that I try to sell to. So that is when I'm going out and doing things. I will try to sometimes relate the photo there, but I think it's more important when you first begin to get that photo in that stream.
And that's great, because that's what Carrie just wrote here. She said, pick a celebrity or athlete that you like and follow them. Click on their followers list. Just scroll through, start following people. She said you can follow up to 200 people per hour, but pace yourself. Follow until Instagram will give you a warning, which is you'll know because you'll click it and it won't let you follow that person. So she says just wait till 1 to 2 minutes. And then when people start liking your post, you're going to follow them and their followers too. So every like, comment, follower is just another potential client waiting to hear more. The more you follow, the more exposure you'll get, and the more exposure that you get, the more followers that you get. So it's a network and marketing dream.
Another thing kind of mentioning with that, I don't push out to people and kind of say, hey, would you like to buy my products? Hey, would you like to buy my products? I wait for them to come to me. And I think that's really important because, you don't know these people. You can really quickly turn them off if you're pushing your sales down their throat. If you instead allow people to come to you, and then what's really important, this next thing I'm about to say, really, really important, hear me out. When someone asks you a question, respond short sentences on Instagram. Get them off the Instagram platform. Best method is email. Don't text, because if you want to think they don't know you, people in business these days are comfortable with emails, get them to email you. A lot of the stuff that we send could be 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. Imagine trying to send 4 paragraphs to your friend in text.
They get very annoyed.
That's how they feel on Instagram. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Ask them, hey, send me an email, go to my Facebook page or message me, or if you feel comfortable enough, put your email address on here and I'll contact you.
And another reason that we do that is because, a lot of us are loyal, but there are It Works distributors that will stalk your profiles, and if someone is leaving their number on the thread and you've got this full conversation going, they have all that potential leads info, and they can reach out to them and say, and we're not supposed to lower our price below, but they could do that, and they could tell them, hey, come with me or join my team, and I'll send you a free box of wraps, which we're not supposed to do, but people do it. So just be very careful and get them off that feed. Another thing that I added to this is once you get that potential lead and you have them in the email, don't immediately throw up on them with what the loyal customer program is, or all about the wrap. Ask them questions and say, what are you wanting to know? What are your goals? Pam Souter always says not to ask or give answers to questions that haven't been asked, and a lot of people do that. They just want to just throw up all this stuff on them, and they get really turned off. So you want to get them in the email, make a connection with them, and that's when you can start getting personal. Once you're on Instagram, you're not as personal. Once you get them in front of you, you can be personal.
In my first 3 to 5 months of doing this, I had maybe a loyal every week or 2. But as I got started and started going, I can average now 2 to 3 loyals a day.
Yeah.
Because you got to think there's 150 million people out there waiting to buy these products. A lot of people think this market is saturated. It's not. We just opened up new countries. That's new countries you can go into, find groups of people, and find new hashtags that you haven't used. So just something to think about.
She said, now unfortunately you'll get some snarky, rude, or negative comments. Delete them. Don't waste your energy trying to argue with them. Just go ahead and block them. You can block somebody as soon as you see their comment. You swipe and you can click delete and ban them. She says if they persist, block. Not a big deal. You don't have time to deal with it. You're too busy making money. And she says you want to unfollow people that eventually or don't follow you back. So she says there's a cap on how many people you can follow, although I don't recall the exact number. She says it's about 30,000.
How many you can follow?
She says that there's a cap on how many people you can follow, like at
7,500.
Okay, 7,500.
Yes.
Also avoid following non-team distributors. It just creates unnecessary overlap, risk of losing clients. So we, like, as a team, we know who we can trust. Again, there are distributors out there that you can't trust. So you just want to be very careful about what happens when you're following a lot of It Works people and letting them follow you back. It's also good to dodge other competitor markets like Advocare, Plexus. Don't waste your time and energy trying to sell the business to them. They've got their own company, and you need to focus on people that haven't been introduced to a network marketing business, and you want to be fair as well. When someone contacts you by commenting, a lot of people don't know just how to comment to somebody. If you're brand new to Instagram, because I know when I got started, I didn't know this, so I wanted to include this in the video. Someone's going to write on your picture, and when they write, you're going to see their name and their comment. If you want to respond to them, all you do is click the @ symbol on your key, on your phone, and start typing their name out, and immediately on the top you should see the name of the person that commented. That's how you do it. You cannot direct message someone on Instagram. It's completely different from Facebook and Twitter, so I wanted to include that in the video as well. And we've already talked about getting them through email, which is what she's talked about.
Instagram has a new direct message feed, but we won't go into that.
See, I didn't even know that.
It's been a while since she's done it.
It has been a while. So, but as far as like, that's pretty much her bullet points that she said. So, is there any other advice that you want to give with Instagram?
Make sure your website is whenever you're creating your profile. Make sure your website, if you want to copy what's on my website or my, fitness _wraps, my bio, you can put that. Make sure your website is on there. If you're trying to post and it's pretty much blocking you, or again, no content showing up with your pictures, it could be that spamming that Facebook has done, since Facebook owns Instagram. But ask somebody about that, and or get a GoDaddy domain with masking. I think it's really important that you need to get something common to where, as you're doing things and your post and the different types of things you're sending out, to at least include every single time your website and just some type of quick bio, because you got to think about it like this. If someone just stumbles across one of your pictures and they don't end up going to your profile page and following your page, they could purchase directly from that one picture. So they could purchase from that one picture, but if they don't have at least your website or something to contact you there on each picture, you might have lost a customer.
Yeah, I agree. And one other thing is, you talked about this in the beginning. You said don't just post It Works stuff. But I love watching, like, Michael, his fitness wraps, and some of his pictures are hilarious. Like, he will put, like, one time he posted a picture of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was peanut butter and banana, and he got like 50 likes on it, and just stuff is. That
was when I first started.
Yeah,
too. I was so excited. Yeah, because I was averaging like 5 or 10 likes, and all of a sudden I was like, "What? Why is this getting so many likes?" And you'll find that, you're just gonna catch people's attention, and things happen.
Funny pictures, like you can go to menshumor.com, and they have great funny pictures for Facebook as well, that you can put on your business page, and people just.
All right, now that the secret's out, it's men's humor and women's humor on Facebook. Great content, funny pictures.
Didn't mean to share that.
It's all right.
But that's where you can get a lot of your good pictures, and people will start just following you and be like, "This guy's funny. I'm not going to unfollow him." But, and Carrie went over some great points. But Instagram, again, is not a lot of technical stuff. It's more just how you think as a distributor, and consistency, and not giving up, and not comparing yourself to other distributors. It took him months to get to where he is. And it's so true. Like, the amount of loyal customers that we get today is completely different than when we first started. And if he would have given up, if you're a night owl, Instagram is great. It really is, because you're reaching people from other countries while America's sleeping. And you can start getting those people from Germany that we just opened up, Finland, Denmark. You may need to put some in another language, but most people can, use Google Translate. So we're just really excited for everybody. Instagram is going to be huge because, Facebook is going great for people, but this Instagram thing, people are like, what's going on with it? And so we hope this video helped you, and thank you for watching, and good luck
Thank
to
you.
everyone.